Hey guys, I'm bringing you another brush review this week. Sorry if that seems like overload, but I was just ready to talk about this one. It's from EcoTools, and it's called the Custom Coverage Buffing Brush. And this was something I found fairly recently. I've seen it at both Walmart and Ulta, and it was around $6 or $7. So the EcoTools line of brushes is cruelty-free. This is a bamboo handle. This is a recycled aluminum ferrule here. And something I've become very accustomed to with the EcoTools brushes is that the bristles are just so soft. As you can see, it's a flat top brush, so just cut blunt right across. On the packaging, it said you could use this brush to buff in powder. I have actually used this for liquid foundation as well. That's probably the way I've been using it most, because I was thinking, you know, maybe this could be an affordable alternative to my Sigma F80. I really like the F80. It has been my favorite brush for foundation. I love using it to blend in circular motions. I feel like the flat top style on both of these does that really well. If you look at them head on, I think you can see that the Sigma brush is just a little bit larger in surface area that it's going to cover, and also it's a little more densely packed with bristles. Softness wise, they feel a lot alike. What I continue to love about the F80 is that it does kind of cover a lot of surface area on your face, and I feel like it gives you a really even blend for that reason. You know, it's not a tiny thin brush where you run the risk of looking streaky if you blend in your foundation. I just feel like it does a great job with my liquids or my cream foundations. So this one's a little bit smaller, the bristles aren't quite as densely packed, but I still think it does a really good job of evenly blending out foundation. In the demonstration you'll see here, I was using it with my Rimmel Stay Matte, but this worked well with that. It worked well with, you know, any sort of more liquidy foundation, so I've been very pleased with that. And then I've also used this with powder. I actually, today when I was shooting some demos with this, I cleaned it off and I used it with a powder. I used it with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish powder. And again, I think it works great for that. I think it really maximizes the coverage you get out of a powder product. Like, even if I was just applying that kind of a powder as a powder foundation, applying it in this way, I think gives you the most coverage when you're really buffing it in, as opposed to using like a big fluffy powder brush. So I'm happy with the way it applies, but there is kind of a strange quirk to this brush, and I was talking about it a couple weeks ago, or last week it might have been, on Beauty Broadcast Live. But when I bought the brush, I swear the bristles were cleanly cut right across the top. Now, do you see what's been happening? I don't know if you can tell, but there are little bristles like cropping up throughout this brush, and I think there have been more over like the past week when I've been using this brush even more. They're like sticking up and I can't pull them out. Like, they're still definitely firmly attached in there. I was joking, like, did some little elf come in and like fertilize this brush and now it's growing more bristles up? And so that's a little concerning to me. I've never noticed this brush actually shedding bristles onto my face after I use it, even with a liquid or whatever. None of that has been happening, but it's like they're coming out halfway, some of them. There's maybe a dozen bristles that are doing that right now, and you know, I could give them a little trim, honestly. I could just clip them down and maybe things would be okay. Even with these few hairs going out, I'm still able to get a nice even application, but my concern is just if this continues happening, you know, it affects the overall density that you're getting of the main amount of bristles when you've got a few coming up and being long like that. I don't know if it's my individual brush that's having this issue. If you have this brush and you could tell me if you've noticed this with yours, please let me know, because I do really like this brush and it's definitely something I'm willing to keep in the rotation, you know, as this gets dirty or another brush that I'm using for foundation gets dirty. The price at like $6.99, $7 I think is great, and I think for people who want to experience, you know, the kind of effect you get with this brush and get something very close to it, I mean, I think this is a great deal. Even if something's really affordable, it does kind of bother me if it's going to be something that's subpar, and I feel bad about recommending something if a bunch of people go on to have this same issue. So I guess my thought on this, my message with this, is to try at your own risk, but I really like the way it applies, and I think for that reason I'll continue to use it and have it in my brush rotation. But thank you guys for watching. I hope this was useful information to you, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.